So happy New Year, everybody, first of all, and we're heading into YIEDL in 2022. Again, just to reiterate what we're doing here, if there's any newcomers, we're building a optimization protocol which can connect, we build adapters to connect to various other protocols, and then have a machine learning algorithm that can predict when what will be the highest or best possible return while considering risk factors in the near future for any given asset. And then we keep the user's assets deposited in the best strategy over time and keep rolling that over. So YIEDLers don't ever have to worry about checking the environment and the risks constantly to see if their money is optimized. We just do that for you, and we in the community just lay back and YIEDL. Today agenda, I'm going to talk about the token launch and the short-term roadmap, beta vaults update, and we're going to do a little technical demo with David, who's going to show us how optimal harvesting looks like and slippage calculations within Curve. Then we're going to get to announcing some new PowerYIEDLers, the people that will be able to deposit in the beta vaults. Some new bounties, community content, and memes and POAP, like always. Actually, for the memes today, we have a little surprise coming up. But yeah, so for the roadmap, the big change here in the very short term is that we were always thinking Polygon would be for beta vaults. We're actually going to keep beta vaults in Ethereum. And I'm going to discuss a little bit about why we made that decision and what kind of the pipeline is looking like. So we, in the dev side, they're really focused on a few major things in the short term, including ETH vault refactoring, beta launch, token launch, and the NFT vaults. Now, we've all decoupled all of these things from one another. And what this allows is us to have a much more conservative estimate and be able to prioritize the token launch. So for the token launch, we're actually now thinking early February. And the reason being is that the market sentiment, it has been quite positive through our partners, Nuo and Redacted, etc. And we really want to hop on this strong market sentiment kind of attraction that we have going on with them and get the token launch out and start progressing moving forward in that sense. The token launch at the start of February then means the beta launch will still be looking at probably next week or the week after, very soon. But like I said, this is going to be on Ethereum now. So for the beta launch, what we're going to do is have a new vault in Ethereum, and that is the ETH vault. So the alpha group is going to get expanded to a ETH vault and the current USDC vault. So there will be two for beta. Current SuperYIEDLers and the upcoming PowerYIEDLers will all be able to whitelist. And the whitelist is going to have a total count of about 250 people. So what that means is there's about 100 original SuperYIEDLers, they're the 13 team members. And then we have about 100 more PowerYIEDLers already defined. And that makes for less than 50 spots remaining. And the reason we want to do this is because we want to continue with this path that we've been going on, where we have really, really strong community members kind of leading these testing phases, so we can get a ton of feedback and really stay close to you guys throughout the process until we go to the main launch. So we will have just about 40 to 50 more whitelist spots available. and you will have to hop in the Discord and participate in some way, get our attention essentially to make that whitelist and become a SuperYIEDler and progress and start YIEDling with us next week or the week after that. Aside from the increase in the whitelist number and the new vault, we'll be updating the TVL limit to $5 million per vault. So there will be 10 million in total as a maximum TVL for the two vaults combined for the beta phase. And we're also going to be entirely lifting the user deposit, individual user deposit limits, we're thinking. So if bigger investors would like to put in a large amount in the ETH vault, for example, and optimize returns on your ETH, you can start doing that really soon. So aside from the token launch and beta launch, a couple things that we have in the pipeline, of course, are expansion to Polygon and to Avalanche. This is kind of what that expansion is looking like right now. So this month, we're going to bring in that ETH vault with the beta launch, and we'll be trying to get Lido in and Convex. So that will bring in some additional strategies for ETH, of course, with Lido especially, and as well as with Convex. And then it will also expand we'll be expanding our horizon more by going to multiple chains after that. And really, we won't be highly focusing on expansion within ETH after we get this Convex and Lido. Those are just two pretty critical protocols when you're trying to optimize USDC and ETH, of course. For the Polygon expansion, we're looking at Beefy, Curve, AAVE, Sushi Swap, QuickSwap, and MyFinance. And this says March for Avalanche, but right now we have the Consider It Done tech with Nathan really working hard on that. It might actually come to us even sooner than March. But for Avalanche, we're looking into Curve, AAVE, BenQI, Trader Joe, Alpha Hemora V2, and Pangolin. Everything on this screen is actually currently in progress. So we're near certain that it will be an adapter and will be added to the universe of potential strategies, pending any unforeseen circumstances. AAVE and Curve are essentially staples that we'll be carrying to any chain, but the others are essentially out of our own research and preference, as well as a little bit of community feedback. So I'm going to be asking for community feedback from you guys later today to get just an idea of what protocols you like and some protocols that you might have in mind that you'd like to see us look into to add for adapters. Also, would like to have any discussion about this matter after the call in Q&A, and I'll stick around for that. So now we're going to get to David, if David is here, to give us a little demo on optimization for Curve. Is David here? Yeah, David.
Let me just share my screen. Yeah, so there's a lot of new faces here since the last time I presented. So I'm David, and I'm the data scientist here at OptyFi. And first I'll talk about how Curve charges slippage fees. So slippage is traditionally defined as the difference you expect an order to execute at, and the difference between you expect to execute at, and the difference and when it actually executes at. But for Curve, it's kind of different. They kind of implement it on purpose, and the goal is to keep the pools evenly balanced. So for this example here, I'll go over 3 pool, and this one you can swap between DAI, USDC, or USDT, and you can deposit or withdraw from this pool in these 3 currencies. And so they want the pool to be evenly distributed between the 3, but it's not. So they'll give you a bonus or charge you a fee. Give you a bonus if you deposit the least volume one, so USDT here, and they'll charge you a bigger fee for depositing USDC. So in here, you need the virtual price, which is basically the US dollar equivalent of a share of the pool, and then the balances of all the underlines in the pool. And what it does is it calculates some constant D, and that's a number that describes the imbalance between all the underlines in the pool. So you have to calculate D before the depositor withdrawal and after the depositor withdrawal, and that'll get you the slippage fee. So this is a numerical solution taken right from the smart contract code of the pool. And so let's get to an example here. So we deposit USDC for the underlying 3 curve. Let's say it's $10,000. So I put 10,000. All right, I took pictures here. USDC, I want to deposit 10,000. The slippage it estimates me is 0.0035. So I'll get 9,803 LP tokens for that. So I've simulated that this exact same deposit in the code here. If I deposit 10,000 USD, the direct conversion using the virtual price is 9,804. But then there are losses, so I'll actually only receive 2 less LP tokens than that, and I get a loss due to a fee that they charge, and then the slippage loss. So the fee is just a straight up fee. It's listed in the pool here as 0.03%, and a fraction of that is on the deposit and withdrawal. And that's what you get charged if you don't deposit in a balanced way. We'll get to a balanced deposit later. And then the slippage I'm estimating here is 0.0032, and what they're reporting here is 0.0036. I'm finding that this is always a bigger estimate. Like they're more conservative, saying you'll lose more, and then see they always give you the minimum you'll receive. But this is per 1% though. So now in the opposite case here, so because USDC was the highest balance in the pool, you'll suffer the most slippage. But for USDT, on the other hand, it's the lowest balance, so they'll actually give you a bonus of 0.0043%. So estimating you'll get 9,804 LP tokens, and we're calculating around the same thing. There's a slight difference because I didn't update the balances and the virtual price in real time. It was fetched like an hour earlier or something, so they do change quite fast, or at least to the difference where I'll see a couple cents off. So the slippage loss is actually 0.0045, or it's a negative loss, so they're actually giving you the bonus, and then you get charged the same fee, because the fees are the same for each token in the pool. And now in the third case here, well, we'll skip DAI, because it's neither extreme. We'll deposit balanced. And so like I said before, they won't charge you the fee for a balanced deposit, because they want you to keep the pool balanced. And slippage will be minimal, because you're not at all changing the imbalances in the pool. So for here, there's an estimate on balance deposit of 10,000 USD. Slippage is negligible, almost nothing, and you get no fee. So it's almost the direct virtual price conversion. All right, so that's it on slippage for curve pools. So we have to take this into consideration when we're rebalancing, because this is an extra fee that we're charged on top. So is it worth it to suffer this cost to move the vault into a new pool? So now that we have this simulated, we can take that into consideration. Next, I'll talk about optimal harvesting rates. So a little bit of the problem statement here. Let's say you have some amount of money deposited in one of these pools here on Convex, and they're giving you an APR of 40% here, 56% here. They'll distribute those rewards, and you can claim and you have to harvest them and restake them in the pool, or redeposit them in the pool. And this costs gas. So the question is, how often can we do this to optimize our returns? But based on the reward rate, let's go back to the code here. The parameters for this problem is the vault size, so how much money you have, because the gas is not a percentage fee, that's going to be a flat fee. And then the APR of your reward token. And then we run this for different claim and stake or different harvest frequencies to see how it looks. So in this example here, over the course of 365 days, a whole year, if we were to harvest every hour, if gas costs 100 USD, then we'll actually lose money for the first majority of the year. And then we start to gain money after what we've harvested and put back into the pool starts being worth it. So this would not be the optimal solution. 1 hour is too frequently with this vault size and this gas cost. So if we run this, this is what the curve would look like. This is a profit versus harvest frequency in days. And this little elbow here would be the optimal rate. So if we're below this elbow, we're harvesting too frequency and we're taking too many losses in gas. And if we are on to the right of this elbow, we're not making full use of our rewards. We're not generating any rewards on top of the rewards, so they're not compounding as much as we'd like. So in this case here, I set the reward APR to 65%. It's a little unrealistic, but I just wanted to put a number that would show the curve very visibly, and this is for a $1 million vault. So something pretty close to what we're going to have soon, hopefully. And then this is what the vault size would look like over those 365 days. If you claim and stake every 9.12 days, that's what the optimal harvest rate ends up being with these parameters. And we can plug in any numbers to these for all different vaults, all different reward rates, and get an optimal harvest rate. So I think that's all I have to present on this, unless anybody has any questions about the slippage or the harvesting rates.
David, and I think David would be here at the end of the call too if you have questions, if you don't want to speak up now.
Yeah, I'll stick around to the whole call. And you can also just text it or message it in the community events chat.
Thanks, David. And so everybody, that's kind of, I think there's been like some question as to why we haven't been, like the optimization engine hasn't been switching from AAVE, and the alpha vaults have just been in AAVE. I think so. AAVE v2 is doing, I think, 5.8% or something like this right now, which is actually quite good on such a what I would consider a very low risk pool. But what the thing is, what David just showed you guys with some of these pools that were quite lucrative slightly before we launched alpha vaults like MIM, the spell reward has dried up in that pool. So these kinds of pools aren't outperforming the AAVE USDC strategy by sufficiently for us to be able to enter them, especially with the limited TVL that we have in the vault. So when we take on that slippage cost when we enter, and as well the amount of slippage that we'll be taking when we try to get out is undefined. So that's an additional risk. So David is working to essentially optimize at what point would it make sense for us to be switching into it, how much APY or alpha in the APY would be required according to this slippage and other things. So thanks, David. That's a cool insights. And we're going to have, I believe, Jason next week explaining NFT infrastructure if anybody is interested in that. So now we're going to switch over to the community side of things with Thiago. So Thiago, are you there? Would you like to continue with this part? Yes, of course. Oh, sorry, I'm not sharing my screen. I thought I was sharing my screen the whole time. Yeah, there you go. So one of the new bounties that we have actually is we would like to expand our technical builders in some areas. So specifically, most importantly, Solidity developers that will be building the adapters and helping us with our expansion efforts. So we have a few new recruits as of late helping with these efforts, and some OG builders like Uwe really taking this or progressing this effort. But if anybody from the community has friends or knows of any talented builders that could join our team, we're going to be offering a really good bounty for this. So we're thinking 1,000 Opti if you get a successful full-time hire with us. And I'll be putting out like a more descriptive posting of this bounty on Monday. So if you're interested in that, go check out the bounty board on Monday for more information, and hopefully we can get a few builders in our direction in this way. And we, of course, really like to source from our community anyways, rather than external. So it'd be really nice if we can get some builders over. Community content. Awesome. So now, yeah, we're gonna do the Twitter Army winners. So I'll spin the wheel here. New power leader. Awesome. So all these guys are new PowerYIEDlers and going to be able to deposit in beta vaults. We are all whitelisted. And if you don't know what's happening right now, guys, we this Twitter army now. There's a channel for it in the Discord, and there's tasks in there. If you complete the tasks, you get your name put into a raffle, and then we spin the wheel on community call on Friday. If your name's drawn, you're going to get the whitelist. So we have a few new whitelisted people that are going to be in beta now by participating last week in the Twitter army. If that's an easy way to get whitelisted if you want to go over to the Twitter army. Oh yeah, I forgot about the reward. So you get a little bounty and a whitelist. So for memes this week, we usually have like a little poll to select the best meme, but we've been making it. We haven't had a huge amount of memes, so we've been selecting a few good ones, and these people are just going to go straight into the whitelist. So really, I think the easiest way to get yourself into PowerYIEDLer is to start cranking out some memes on Twitter. Thiago's been picking them, and so here's a few this week. All these people are gonna go whitelist. Molly K, your new SuperYIEDLer, congrats. Love the Bernie memes. And that's a double up, so this person is really pushing out some good memes. Yeah, that is probably Thiago every time he wakes up 10 minutes late. So, new SuperYIEDLer, and one more, Bruce Dow, autopilot. Yeah, it's a good one. Thanks. Okay, so right now I wanted to get a little bit of feedback from that expansion pipeline that I showed you guys. So if you go to the community events channel right above the community call, there's some instructions. You can just click on that link and then make sure that you use your Discord username. So you can copy it. If you see your avatar on the bottom left of Discord, copy that username. Use that, please, because I'm sending the responses to Thiago at the end of the polls every week, and a lot of people are just putting unknown or their name. We need their username so that we can contact or so that we can whitelist you or go about whitelisting you for SuperYIEDLer. So this is obviously one way that you can get yourself in, and it kind of defeats the purpose if you just give us a name because we can't contact you and get you in. So make sure you put that Discord, and I'd love to let you know what your favorite protocol on Polygon is here. Like I said, Curve and AAVE are kind of defaults, but these are the ones that we're currently building on Polygon. And we wanted to know what like the community thinks about these. Obviously we're already seeing in feedback that a ton of our community likes Sushi Swap, which is good, of course, feedback. Anybody with QuickSwap or my? Oh, there we go. A lot of Beefy too, though, actually. So good. Everybody just wants us to go on Sushi. Yeah. What we're doing interesting with Sushi right now is the DEX trading strategies. So I think Faisal mentioned that last community call just prior to Christmas. The DEX strategies we have Professor Sebastian Jamungal, quant from University of Toronto, working to build essentially a simulator for these strategies, and we're going to talk more about this next Friday, next community call. It's getting very exciting and something that's actually coming in down the pipeline quite soon. There we go. So I wanted to get, again, same thing. Would like to see what your preference kind of looks like for Avalanche. Oops. Trader Joe is kind of where I am sticking everything in Avalanche right now. I haven't done a ton of exploring. Just depositing AVAX in Trader Joe for the most part right now on Avalanche. Oh, really? Strange. I'm on Missed the vote. Oh. Is it Avalanche Thaco? Yeah, because people are responding to Avalanche. Missed it. Not Mazo missed the vote. No, you can vote on the Avalanche one and we'll get you in, get your name in. Pangolin is pretty much overpromise, underdeliver. Yeah, we got some pangolin FUD. Okay, this is good, you guys. Thanks. So there's not a whole lot of love for Alpha Hamora from the community, hey? Maybe we'll discuss about this after. Some crypto trash talk is welcome after the call. Okay, so last thing, just type in free text kind of thing. Is there any other protocol people are thinking of that they really like, that they'd like to see us integrate? So if what we see here, we will be paying attention to, and essentially I'll put it in the R&D pipeline and start looking into it right away if we find something new that's interesting. So would love for you guys to share a couple. Nobody's got anything yet. What about like, for example, tokamak? I know people are interested into. I'll just put that in there. We got a lot of shy audience. I know a lot of you are degens with a lot of protocols in your heads. Come on. Sad face. That's not a bro call. Tokamak now. Somebody really wants tokamak. Or is that no? No? Tokamak. More tokamak. Dex.guru. There we go. See, I'm not aware of this, so that's what I want. On a couple of some more kind of hardcore crypto ones that are not too known that we're going to look into, and then essentially we like to see a little bit, or like a pretty good TVL, and a little bit of battle test to know. So because once we start the process of building an adapter, we want this adapter to be essentially have good economics in the sense that it can be used for a long time and not kind of end up being in a protocol that gets exploited or something like this, of course. So keep in mind a little bit of a risk safety kind of a concern, but we really want any new ideas. Avalanche. We are going on Avalanche, guys. Ohm. So Ohm is interesting. We're looking at a bunch of potential options for how we're going to launch the token. And through Ohm's pro core cohort is one of the potentials. So something we're looking into. Alongside that, another alternative, of course, is a Miso Dutch auction like our partners Nuo did. So some of these things we're currently looking at, of course. And Ohm might be. Terra Luna, I don't believe is a EVM compatible. I haven't actually done too much research into it because of the fact I thought it was not, but yeah. Cosmo, I'm going to note that down. I'll look into the Cosmo. An Anchor protocol as well. I'm not too sure if that is compatible EVM. I'm making notes of all these, you guys. And throw them in the poll. You'll get some points. I guess we're having a lot of SuperYIEDLers answer this in the chat, so there isn't too much incentive for you guys to become a SuperYIEDler again, but I'd like this is all going to export into a spreadsheet that I'm actually going to be looking at the protocols. So Orion money, nice. Okay, I'll look at that one as well. Okay, liquid driver. There we go. So people are, yeah, we're all coming in now. FTM, great. Look into Dutch. I'm not sure if Dutch is actually a protocol or if somebody just put Dutch in there, but I'll look it up. Dutch and miso. Are people just, you're putting in keywords that I'm saying now. Okay, thanks everybody. And yeah, drop. Great, still coming in. Clima, okay. Thanks. Okay, so now if you have more ideas, can you please drop them in the Yeedler in the club? Or if you're not a SuperYIEDler, we can drop them in general. And then we'll discuss this and bring that into the R&D pipeline. So we're gonna do the POAP like always. To get the POAP, you guys need to take a screenshot of this badge here. So I always actually forget to do this. I'm gonna do it myself right now. So if you gotta take a screenshot of this and answer the questions which are in POAP channel, I believe. Yeah, POAP. So there's a POAP channel, 2 above community call. Tiago's going to post the quiz there. So complete the quiz, send your screenshot, and you'll get the POAP. Yeah, that's it for the beef of today's call, but we'll be sticking around for questions. So any questions? We'll get started on that. And thanks for coming, everybody. If anybody doesn't have any questions, and we'll hope to see you next week. And next week will be very shortly before Polygon, or not Polygon, sorry, beta launch. So I believe we'll be talking about that a lot next Friday, which should be exciting. The soonest that may actually happen, I'm guessing, would be the following Monday, but that's up in the air. It is certainly in coming weeks, though.